Hello, my dear students. Again, we are together. I missed you so much since last time. Now, our students for second preparatory stage and mainly for English language subject. أهلا بكم طلابنا الأعزاء لمادة اللغة الإنجليزية الصف الثاني الإعدادي. زي ما بنقدم كل مرة في حلقتنا النهاردة تحت رعاية وإشراف وزارة التربية والتعليم. النهاردة هنكمل اللي بدأناه في يونت 1، هنخلص اليونت مع بعض آخر دروس فيها، وهنحاول ان احنا نبسط الشرح على قد ما نقدر علشان كل طلابنا يستفادوا ويفهموا الفيديو كويس. Okay, now we will start our session. بس قبل ما ابتدي محتاجة افكركم باللي احنا عملناه المرة اللي فاتت. احنا اتعلمنا some vocab words او كلمات جديدة، اتعلمنا how to write an email او اتعلمنا ازاي نكتب ايميل layout او الفورم of the layout of the email. اتعلمنا برضو how to use verbs in the present simple tense، ازاي نستخدم او نصرف الافعال في زمن المضارع البسيط. اتعلمنا برضو ان احنا how to form questions in the present simple tense، ازاي نعمل اسئله في زمن المضارع البسيط. وبرضو هنكمل شرح وستريس او هنركز اكتر شويه المره دي على ان احنا ازاي نعمل اسئله using the present simple tense أو باستخدام زمن المضارع البسيط. Okay, so let's start our session now. Let's go. Okay guys, now let's have a new slide. أو خلينا تاني نفتكر ازاي كنا بنكتب الإيميل، the layout of the email أو الform of the email. Okay, get ready with your books and your highlighters and your pencils to answer with me عشان نجاوب سوا كل الأسئلة الصعبة قدامكم. تمام؟ Let's go. Now, complete the emails with the correct form of the verbs in the brackets. Okay. Hi, Alex. As I said last session or last time, we start our email with hi or dear plus name. Okay, and then you can add comma or exclamation mark. Both are correct. So hi Alex. Alex here is a name. Thanks for being my pen friend. Can you remember what's meant by pen friend? Yes, we translated last time. It's صديق المراسلة. Okay? Thanks for being my pen friend. I'm from England, and focus here that when I mention a country or a certain place, we write it in a capital letter, okay? That's why we wrote E with capital E. So I am from England. I space get up at about 7:30. So if you do something regularly أو لو أنت بتعمل حاجة بشكل دائم, so which tense are we going to choose? Present or past? Can you guess? Definitely, if we do something as daily routine or something we do every day or every week or every month, this is something related to our present simple tense. So this means that we have to put the verb in the present simple form, which means if you have plural subject or if you are talking and saying I, okay, you put the verb in the infinitive form. You put the verb without adding any S or ES letters to it. So here, number one is gonna be get up as it is, because I get up, okay, in the present simple tense, at about 7:30. And then my mom make breakfast for the family. Again, this is something his mother does every day. Okay, so if I'm talking about present simple tense, what shall I add to the verb if I have a singular subject أو لو عندي فاعل مفرد? What shall I do with the verb? Perfect. I shall add S or ES or IES according to the irregular verbs. So here it's going to be makes. Okay. So breakfast for the family. I space walk to school with my brother. Something I usually do. So shall I add S? Shall I say I walks? Definitely not, okay? Because if I'm talking about myself and I'm saying I, if you use the pronoun I, you put the infinitive verb as it is only, okay? So it's gonna be walk. And to school with my brother. Our school space at 3 o'clock. So this is regularly happens every day. So what are we gonna do with the verb? Yes, because if I'm talking about our school, as if I'm saying it, as if I'm using the pronoun it. So if I have it, he or she, I add s or es or ies with the verb in the present simple tense أو في زمن المضارع البسيط. So it's going to be finishes, okay? Finishes. If we have finish or any verb ends with sh, like wash, for example, we add es, not s only, okay? At 3 o'clock. After school, we sometimes space sport or play music. So we sometimes, yes, because we have plural subject here, we use do as it is. Exactly. I space not watch TV. What if you want to use negative form of the verb in the present simple tense? What are we going to use? Shall I say I not watch? No. In the present simple tense, if you want a negative form, you add don't or doesn't, okay? Don't or doesn't. So if you have plural subject, or if you are saying I use don't if I want to put a negative form. I don't watch TV. When I get home, I always space my homework first. Again, so I have to put the verb in infinitive without adding any s or ies or es. So it's gonna be do. Exactly. So now let's finish the rest of the slides on board. So now we have another form of an email, a shorter one. Now let's focus on it and start or try to put every verb in the present simple tense أو في زمن المضارع البسيط. Okay. Hi Dan. Again, let me remind you أو خلوني أفكركم. We start the email by hi or hello plus name, then a comma or an exclamation mark. Thanks for your email. This is the greeting. Okay. We usually start our email with greeting أو تحية. In Germany, again, see here, because I mention a place or a country, بلد أو عواصم أو أسامي أي حاجة, we have to put it in a capital letter, like capital G here. In Germany, school. Can you guess? Is it start or starts? Yes, I guess you got it correctly. If I'm talking about school, as if I'm saying it, I shall use starts. Okay. Very early in the morning, so I space not have breakfast. Again, as I have just told you minutes ago, that when we put a verb in the present simple tense in the negative form, what shall we add? We shall add either don't or doesn't plus the infinitive verb. If you have I or any plural subject, you add don't plus have or plus any other infinitive verb. Okay, so here it's going to be I don't have, okay? I don't have breakfast before school. There is a breakfast break after the first lesson. How many lessons space your school have every day? This takes us back, أو ده بياخدنا back to the last sessions. How to form a question in the present simple tense. Let me remind you, أو خلوني أفكركم. After we add the WH question like what, when, how, who, where, why, after adding any WH question word, you must add do or does. Do or does. Let me explain it for you by writing. Okay. Here, if I have, for example, what. Okay, if I'm asking about something in the present time by using what, I shall add here plus do or does. According to what? أو حسب إيه أنا بحدد do or does? According to the subject that comes after. Here, if I'm talking about a girl or a boy or any singular person, I add, for example here, I choose does plus she or he or it or any singular one plus infinitive verb. And then the question mark. This is how to form a question by adding a WH question word at the beginning and to be put in the present simple tense أو في زمن المضارع البسيط. So after adding the WH word, we have to add do or does. Then the subject, then the infinitive verb. Okay? So let me erase this أو خلوني أمسح ده ونكمل شرحنا. Okay. So here How many lessons? Yes. Does your school have? Because I have your school as a singular subject, I add does. And then the infinitive form of have. I didn't say has, for example. Okay. Write questions, then write the answers. Let's try to form questions together. خلونا نتعلم ازاي ان احنا نعمل اسئلة في زمن المضارع البسيط. Okay. What time Dan get up? Can you guess what is it lacking here? أو دي ناقصها ايه عشان نعمل question صح؟ Excellent. Do or does. If I'm talking about present simple tense, I shall add after the WH word do or does. So it's going to be like this. What time does Dan, and then the infinitive form of get up. And the answer, according to what we have just read, he gets up. See, here, let me show you something. Here, I have get, not gets. Why I wrote it here as gets? Because this is the answer. Okay? Here I wrote it as get because I have do or does. When you have do or does, you should add the subject, then the infinitive form. This is the question form. But when you answer, you should tell me he or she and then S with the verb. This is in the present simple tense أو زمن المضارع البسيط. Okay? So, let's see the second question. Dan make his own breakfast. Okay, so what does it lack? أو دي ناقصها إيه؟ Yes, a helping verb, does. A helping verb at the beginning. Okay, I shall add do or does. Does Dan make his own breakfast? Okay, I don't have here a WH question. خلينا نفتكر when you have a question starts with do or does. لو احنا عندنا سؤال بادئ ب do or does, this means your answer should include yes or no. Okay, so it's according to the information أو حسب المعلومات اللي قريناها. No, Dan doesn't make his own breakfast. Again, if you want to put something in a negative form, you add don't or doesn't. According to انت عندك subject اللي هو plural ولا singular. Okay, مفرد ولا جمع. لو عندك مفرد فاعل مفرد we add doesn't plus infinitive. لو عندك فاعل جمع يبقى احنا we add don't plus infinitive. Okay. How Dan and his brother go to school? Again, what do we have to add here after how or after any WH question? Yes, we have here to. Okay, so it's a plural subject. So shall we add do or does? Perfectly. We shall add, of course, do. How do Dan and his brother go to school? They walk to school. Okay. So now let's move to the second slide. What time Dan's school finish? What time Dan's school finish? Again, what do we have to add here after the WH question word? Yes, do or does to make a correct form of a question. What time does Dan's school finish? I don't say finishes, okay? When I have does in the question, I put the verb, the main verb in the infinitive form من غير ما نضيف لي أي حاجة تانية خالص, okay? في المصدر. At 3 o'clock. When Dan do his homework. So what does it lack? Yes, do or does. أنا بحدد حسب إيه do or does according to the subject. If I have singular, I add does. If I have plural, I add do. Okay? When does Dan do his homework? I say when does Dan, then the infinitive form, his homework. When he gets home. Why Alex have breakfast at school? Again, we have to add do or does. And we are talking about Alex, a singular subject, أو فاعل مفرد. So we will put does. Why does Alex have breakfast at school? Because school starts early. Okay. So again, can you remember the stuff or the things we mentioned in the room in the previous session? Let's remind it or let's remember it together, okay? Let me remind you of them. أو خلوني أفكركم بيهم. I love my bedroom. I have a big white wardrobe. This is already answered. دي متجاوبة عندكم في الكتاب. Wardrobe again means دولاب in the corner. Next to it, بجانب, next to it, there is a number 2 here. Can you remember? What's number 2? Yes, something we look at ourselves at. It's a mirror. Yes. I look at myself in it in the mornings. And again, when I say mornings, I mean every morning. Okay? I also have a small number 3. What is this? Can you remember? Something we put the books on? Yes, it's a bookshelf where I put my books. And next to this, بجانب, next to this, there is a big window. I have blue. What are these things above the window? Yes, ستاير, which means curtains. Okay, I close them at night. I also have a red. What next to my? Okay, so number 5 here. Yes, excellent. It's a lamp. Next to my space. Next to my space. What is this? It's a simple one. Perfect. It's bed, of course. I use it to read before I go to sleep. So, also in my bedroom, there is a gray space. I sit and read my book there sometimes. So here, where is number 7? It's there. So what kind of chairs is this? It's an armchair, okay? A chair with arms. Now, I sit and read my book there. Sometimes there is also a space. Number 8, where is number 8? Yes, this set of drawers. Yes, drawers, أدراج, chest of drawers. I put my t-shirts, socks, socks يعني شرابات, t-shirts معروفة, t-shirts, and other clothes in it. Finally, there is a big what? Number 9. What we put on the floor? Carpet. Carpet, سجادة. Okay. So, this is everything concerning our unit, the whole unit. Now, let's test our understanding, okay? Let's test our understanding أو خلونا نفتكر مع بعض بسرعة الحاجات اللي تخلينا نتأكد إذا كنا فاهمين فعلا ولا محتاجين نراجع تاني ونذاكر أكتر قبل ما نحل, okay? So, now, I will, for example, yes, when I show you أو لما أعرض لكم a question, I want you to pause, start thinking and answering, and then continue the video, okay? So, now pause for just seconds. Okay, can you get it correctly? I guess so. Now, she spends hours, بتقضي ساعات. She spends hours in front of, أمام, in front of the space, looking at herself. So what's the thing we look at ourselves in? Exactly, it's what? Mirror, perfect. And in number 2, pause and think. Okay, so a space is a piece of furniture. You know, furniture means الأثاث, okay? Used for storing clothes, لتخزين اللبس. So what's this thing I put my clothes or my belongings in? Let's see it. Yes, it's wardrobe. Okay, الدولاب. The room has a wash. Wash what? Exactly, basin, حوض. Number 4, on Saturdays, every Saturday, I usually get up early and help my grandmother space her shopping. So, when I help somebody, I use the preposition with. Okay, to help somebody with. I help you with carrying the bags, for example. I help my grandmother with her shopping. Okay, so pause and think. Now, my favorite space are math and English. So, what things are we talking about? Yes, subjects أو المواد الدراسية. Exactly. Number 6, الفيوم is a large city, مدينة كبيرة with beautiful nature reserves. As we mentioned last time, nature reserves means محميات طبيعية. Okay? It's nearby. And number 7, I always put a bottle of water in space of me when I study. Yes, because we have in and we have of, so it's in front of. And students should space English every day to be perfect at it. So, of course, practice English. يمارس اللغة الإنجليزية by writing, by speaking, by listening. Okay. Hala is going to be a scientist when she, of course, after finishing school. So when she leaves the school, لما هتخلص المدرسة. Number 10, my brother pays a lot of money from his job, من وظيفته, as a tourist guide, مرشد سياحي. So it's going to be earns. When he earns money, بيكسب فلوس because he works. And number 11, the sun rises in the west. Of course, it never rises in the west. Okay. And number 12, surgeons, الجراحين, usually see some small things by the naked eye, بالعين المجردة. So here, it's don't. They don't usually see small things by naked eyes. They need telescope or something like that. Now, does he often go or goes out this evening? We have a question. So it's going to be, yes, go, because I have a question and I start with does. Number 2, Yunus, to school by bus. Often goes. We put the keyword first. Often goes. Number 3, my teacher always, yes, because she is a singular one, works very hard. How often, Sammy go. Sammy is a singular, so do or does? Perfect, it's does. And for number 5, I always listen or listens. Of course, I always listen. Okay, so I hope you understood every single detail I said perfectly. أتمنى أنكم تكونوا فهمتوا كل الحاجات اللي احنا شرحناها concerning الجرامر والwriting والspeaking والreading. إن شاء الله I will be meeting with you with more interesting slides and presentations later on. I want you to stay safe and see you next time. Bye.